We continue to watch the Atlantic tropics even though it's mid-November. Good evening, I'm Mike Nasa with this Monday evening update on the tropics. When we take a look out there, we have a couple of features. First of all, what is left of what was once a major hurricane, Rafael, is sitting here in the Gulf of Mexico, and we're not going to have to deal with it anymore. Excuse me. However, as we get, it is fall, but still tracking hurricanes. However, we are going to watch this area in the Caribbean Sea, which looks like it could potentially become a tropical storm or even a hurricane threat to the Western Caribbean and potentially the state of Florida. I'm going to talk about that as time goes on. But first of all, I want to touch on Rafael. Rafael was the strongest November hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico on record, tied with 1985's Hurricane Kate. So it is rare to get a November hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, especially that strong, but Rafael hit western Cuba as a Category 3, and it was a major hurricane in the Gulf. But look at that track. It did what we thought it would do. It got into the Gulf, and it milled around, and it died right there in the central western Gulf of Mexico because of cooler waters, high wind shear, dry air. Look at that satellite imagery there. A little bit of blowup of thunderstorm activity here off the coast of Mobile, Alabama. Other than that, whatever once was Hurricane Rafael will soon become no longer discernible on satellite. But as of now, just a skeleton of what once was Rafael. Caused a lot of problems in western Cuba, though, some fatalities and a lot of damage. So I don't think they'll retire the name Rafael, but nevertheless, it was a potent hurricane, a major hurricane for 2024. Now, the area we're watching, this is currently here in the Caribbean Sea, the Central Caribbean. It is a moderate risk. Now, what that means is that there's a 60% chance, a medium chance, of development the next 7 days. Low chance, 20% the next 2 days, 48 hours. However, environmental conditions appear conducive for development of this system as it moves westward into the Western Caribbean Sea. After that, the system is expected to slow down and meander throughout the weekend. Interests across the Western Caribbean should monitor the progress of this system. So we'll watch this as it brews here. Now, the bad news for this one is with Rafael, it was kind of meandering and dying. This could be meandering and strengthening. So we'll watch that very, very carefully. Of course, the waters are very warm. Here's the European ensembles. Watch what they do. It takes a while, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, but then it spits a strong hurricane out of the Caribbean towards western Cuba and the Florida Peninsula. Watch that there. That would be sometime around 240 hours. So we have a long, long time to watch it. But if you are in Southwest Florida sometime a week from Thursday, keep an eye on the tropics because hurricane season 2024 might not be done just yet. Here's the GFS ensembles, not much better. They show our system meandering here and then kind of coming north and striking western Cuba and potentially South Florida. So we still have a lot of time to watch it, but this is concerning. This is the 12Z GFS, the simulated satellite. Now remember, this is long range, but as we watch this system in the Caribbean, it brews, tropical storm. This would be by the 17th. So you're talking 168 hours, but look at it, becomes a formidable hurricane there near the tip of the Yucatan Peninsula sometime around November 20th. And then even though it probably weakens, it does impact the Florida Keys there. In fact, that would be a direct strike on the 21st, so about 10 days from now, 234 hours, a direct strike of a hurricane, a strong hurricane, on the Florida Keys. So does that happen this time of year? Yes, it has. In November, late season, if there is a threat of a powerful hurricane for the United States, it would almost certainly be in Florida, and it would almost certainly be coming out of the Caribbean, captured by a cold front and pulled out. We saw that in 2005 with Hurricane Wilma, and we've seen it many other times before. Now, when I look out there now, there's nothing imminent, but this is definitely not looking good. It's a disturbance. There is a feature there that we're going to watch, and we'll wait and see as this slowly moves into the Western Caribbean if and when we get development. Now, as far as the storm name, this is the name list we've gone through this year. This was originally used for the first time in 1982, and we reused these 6 name lists every 6 years. So this one was reused in 88, 94, 2000, 2006, 2012, 2018, and now 2024. Obviously, we've had a very notable hurricane season. Hurricane Beryl, a major hurricane late June, early July. I'm sure that name will be retired from the list and replaced. Hurricane Helene, one of the worst hurricanes in U.S. history, that will definitely be replaced. We also had Hurricane Milton, a very nasty major hurricane in Florida. I'm sure that name will be stricken from the list. Raphael, I think it'll probably survive, but it was a nasty hurricane. The next name on the list is Sarah. We're down to 4 names on the official list. Sarah, Tony, Valerie, and William. Okay? So we have had this name list used before. In 2012, we had Hurricane Sandy. Remember Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy of 2012? When they reused this name list in 2018 and this year, they replaced it with the name Sarah. So hopefully, if that system in the Caribbean becomes Hurricane Sarah, it will not be anything that we'd have to take from the list, but it could be. We're going to watch it very, very carefully. I'm Mike Nasel with the latest on the tropics. Stay tuned as we watch the demise of Raphael and the potential rise of a system in the Caribbean Sea over the next few days.